Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something you literally do all the time. Every time you pick up your phone, use your computer. Really, any tech these days.
Yeah, we're talking about how humans and computers actually interact with each other.
Exactly. And the field that studies and, tries to shape those interactions, it's called human-computer interaction, HCI for short.
Mhm.
Think of this deep dive as your, backstage pass. Why does some tech just click while other stuff feels like you're fighting it?
Right. And our goal here is really to unpack the core ideas. What makes technology easy to use, efficient, maybe even enjoyable, especially with all the new stuff coming down the pike, like AI and VR.
Yeah, it feels more relevant than ever. So let's start at the beginning. What is HCI, fundamentally?
Well, at its simplest, it's the study of how people interact with computing systems. And crucially, it's also about designing those systems so the interaction is successful.
Okay.
Our sources often describe this basic loop. You, the user, give some kind of input, right? A click, a tap, a voice command. The system processes that input. And then it gives you an output. An app opens, information appears, something happens.
Input, process, output. Sounds simple enough.
It does, but the fascinating part is what goes into making that loop work well. HCI isn't just computer science. It pulls from everywhere.
Like what?
Psychology, definitely. Understanding how we think, perceive, learn, design, obviously making things functional and look good. Even sociology, thinking about how tech fits into our social lives.
So it's really this mix of disciplines all focused on that interaction point.
Exactly. It's a real melting pot.
And it's not just about making the tech work, is it? It's making it work for us. I mean, thinking about how interfaces have changed, it's kind of wild.
Oh, absolutely. Our sources mention things like the Xerox Alto, one of the very early graphical interfaces.
Yeah.
Compare that to, the phone in your pocket.
Worlds apart. We've gone from needing serious expertise to do anything to toddlers swiping on tablets.
And a huge part of that journey was the rise of something called user-centered design,
Yeah.
or UCD.
Okay, UCD. That sounds important.
It's fundamental. It basically flips the script. Instead of engineers building cool tech and then figuring out how people might use it,
You start with the user.
precisely. You start with human needs. One source diagrams it as a cycle. Inspiration, understanding the user. Ideation, brainstorming solutions. Implementation, actually building it. But the key is the user is smack bang in the middle of that whole process.
So the big goals of HCI accessibility, making things user-friendly, tailoring tech to our needs, it all flows from this UCD idea.
You got it. It's about bridging that gap between what the technology can do and what people actually need and can comfortably use.
Right. Building what people need, not just what's technically possible. Okay, so that leads us nicely into some of the core principles of HCI that our sources highlight, the real building blocks.
Yeah, let's dive into those. And the first one, maybe predictably, is digging a bit deeper into user-centered design itself.
Makes sense. It sounds too important to just mention once.
Exactly. It's not a one-off step. It's about keeping users involved the entire time. Think about it like this. First, you figure out what people actually need. You talk to them, watch them work, requirements gathering.
Okay.
Then you sketch out some initial ideas, the conceptual design. Then you build rough versions, prototypes.
And you show those to users.
Right. You get their feedback, see what works, what doesn't. And you use that feedback to refine the design. Then you might test again. It's a loop. Learn, build, test, refine, all centered on the user.
Like designing a kitchen by actually talking to the cooks who'll use it, not just the architect.
Perfect analogy. Now, the second principle is about what's happening in the user's head. Mental models.
Mental models. What are those exactly?
Okay, so when you use any piece of tech, especially something new, you bring expectations.
Right.
Based on similar things you've used before.
Sure, like I expect a trash can icon to delete things.
Exactly. That expectation, that internal picture you have of how the system works, that's your mental model. It might not be 100% accurate technically, but it guides how you try to interact.
Ah, I see.
And when the actual design of the system matches your mental model, boom, it feels intuitive, easy.
But if it doesn't match?
That's when you get confused, frustrated. Why doesn't this work the way I think it should? It's a mismatch between the system's design and the user's mental model.
Totally get that. That happens all the time with badly designed websites. Okay, third principle, affordances and constraints. Bit more technical sounding.
Maybe slightly, but the idea is pretty straightforward. Affordances are clues in the design that suggest what actions are possible.
Clues?
Yeah. Think of a physical button that sticks out. It just looks pushable. It affords pushing. A scroll bar affords scrolling. A hyperlink affords clicking.
Okay, so the design suggests the action. What about constraints?
Constraints limit what you can do, often to guide you or prevent errors. Our sources use the calculator example. You try to divide by 0, and it just won't let you, or it gives an error. That's constraint.
A logical one.
Right. It stops you from performing an invalid operation. So affordances open up possibilities. Constraints narrow them down appropriately.
Got it. The design is kind of nudging you, click here, or nope, can't do that. Which brings us to the fourth principle, usability. This feels like the big one.
It's definitely a critical outcome. Usability is all about making sure systems are, well, usable, easy to learn for newcomers, efficient for experienced users, and forgiving, meaning it's hard to make catastrophic errors or easy to undo them if you do.
How do you measure that?
You look at several factors. Does the user feel in control? Is it accessible to people with disabilities? Is the interface consistent? Does clicking save always do the same kind of thing? And crucially, how well does it align with those mental models we talked about?
Ah, it connects back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All four principles, UCD, mental models, affordance constraints, and usability, they work together. When you nail these, you get interfaces that feel intuitive, efficient, and just satisfying to use.
Okay, so that's the bedrock of HCI, but you mentioned earlier there's something broader, user experience or UX. How is that different from just, good usability?
That's a really good question. Think of usability as a key part of UX, but UX is the bigger picture. It's the user's entire perception and feeling about interacting with a product or service.
The whole experience, literally.
Exactly. From the first time they hear about it, to using it day to day, to maybe contacting support. Our sources point to things like aesthetics, how it looks and feels. The emotional impact, does it make you feel good, frustrated, empowered, overall satisfaction, engagement, do you want to keep using it? And critically, accessibility, is it usable by everyone?
So it goes way beyond just, can I complete the task?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The UX design process reflects this broader scope. It often involves steps like empathizing with users deeply, defining their core problems, brainstorming ideas, ideation, building prototypes, and testing them. It's another cycle, focused on that holistic experience.
Our sources mention Don Norman's levels of emotional design. How does that fit in?
Right, Norman talks about 3 levels. Visceral is that immediate gut reaction, ooh, that looks cool, or ooh, that looks complicated. Behavioral is about the actual the usability, the performance. Does it work well?
Okay.
And reflective is the highest level. It's about the meaning, the story, the personal connection you form with the product over time, how it makes you feel about yourself, the memories associated with it.
Wow. So good UX tries to hit all those levels.
Ideally, yes.
Hmm.
And bad UX, even if something is technically functional, can fail on those visceral or reflective levels, leading to a poor overall experience. Yeah. Sometimes really small design choices, a confusing icon, an annoying sound, can have a big negative impact.
And you mentioned accessibility is key to UX.
Absolutely fundamental. It's not a niche concern. It's about ensuring everyone can have a good experience. Our sources give examples like using proper color contrast so people with low vision can read text easily.
Or making sure websites work with screen readers for blind users.
Exactly. Or providing clear labels for buttons and links. It's about designing inclusively from the start. UX professionals spend their time on user research, organizing information logically, that's information architecture, designing the interaction flow, usability testing, ensuring accessibility standards are met, and visual design.
And the benefits of getting UX right seem huge.
Oh, for sure. Happier users, obviously. But also better business outcomes, higher conversion rates, people actually buying or signing up, reduced need for customer support, stronger brand loyalty. It's a competitive advantage. Good UX creates meaningful experiences where tech is functional, yes, but also enjoyable and accessible to all.
This is great context. Now things are always changing. How are newer technologies like AI and VR impacting HCI? Let's start with AI.
AI is, well, it's a game changer for HCI, really. Machine learning especially is allowing interfaces to become much more adaptive and intelligent.
How so?
We're seeing intersections of machine learning with affective computing, understanding user emotions and multimodal interaction using voice, gesture, eye gaze, etc. together. This means AI-driven interfaces can potentially learn your specific preferences, your habits, your context, and adjust themselves accordingly.
Personalization on steroids, kind of.
Pretty much. Think about recommendation engines on streaming services. They learn what you watch, what you skip, and tailor suggestions just for you. That's AI in HCI.
Okay.
Or generative interfaces, where the UI itself might change dynamically based on what you're doing or what the AI predicts you'll need next. Even predictive text on your phone is a simple example. AI anticipating your next word.
Right. Saves me time every day.
Exactly. AI can also personalize entire user journeys on websites or apps. It might recognize you're a new user and offer more guidance, versus a returning expert user who just wants to get things done quickly.
So the benefits are things like more efficiency.
Definitely. More engagement because it feels tailored. Potentially better accessibility if the AI can adapt to specific needs. And the system can continuously learn and improve over time. AI is fundamentally shifting interaction towards being more predictive, personalized, and ideally, more intuitive.
Okay, that's AI. What about other things like voice control, gesture recognition, VR, AR?
They're all pushing towards more natural ways of interacting. Voice recognition through smart speakers and assistants is huge. It's moving beyond simple commands to understanding natural language, context, and enabling complex tasks hands-free.
Just talking to your tech?
Right. And gesture recognition lets computers understand our movements via cameras or sensors. Think gaming, but also touchless controls in sterile environments like hospitals, or new ways for people with certain disabilities to interact.
And then the immersive stuff, VR and AR.
Yeah, virtual reality puts you inside a completely digital environment, great for training simulations, practicing surgery without risk, or education, or entertainment experiences that just aren't possible otherwise.
Total immersion.
Whereas augmented reality overlays digital information onto your view of the real world. Think navigation directions appearing on the road ahead through your glasses, or seeing how virtual furniture looks in your actual living room.
Blending digital and physical.
Exactly. And we're seeing combinations emerge. Voice commands within an AR view, gesture controls for VR, touchless interfaces using gestures in AR in healthcare. These technologies are making interactions feel less mediated, more direct, more embodied, you could say, blurring those lines.
It sounds like a very different future for interaction is unfolding, but with all this power, especially with AI collecting data and making decisions, there must be ethical concerns, right?
Oh, absolutely. Ethics is becoming increasingly critical in HCI as tech gets more integrated into our lives.
Where?
Our sources stress the need for a strong ethical framework.
What does that involve?
Key areas include keeping things human-centered technology should serve people, fairness, avoiding bias in algorithms, transparency and explainability, understanding why an AI made a certain decision, accountability, who is responsible when things go wrong, and, of course, privacy and security protecting user data.
Those are big issues.
Huge. Think about privacy concerns with smart devices constantly listening or tracking location, or bias in AI systems, facial recognition working less accurately for certain demographics, for instance, potentially reflecting and even amplifying societal biases.
That's worrying.
It is. And there are broader societal impacts too, effects on jobs, social connections, mental well-being. HCI professionals really need a structured way to think through these ethical dilemmas during design and development. The goal has to be technology that's fair, equitable, beneficial, and accessible to everyone.
It adds another layer of complexity, but a crucial one. Okay, maybe we can ground some of this with examples. Our sources mention some everyday applications of effective HCI.
Yeah, sometimes the best HCI is almost invisible because it just works. Think about Google search.
Okay.
Super clean, minimal interface. You type what you want, you get results instantly. Features like autocomplete, anticipate what you're looking for, it feels effortless.
True. You don't really think about the interface.
Or Spotify. Its personalization is a great example. It learns your taste songs, you repeat, skip, listening time, even tempo, and curates playlists like Discover Weekly that often feel spot on.
Yeah, those can be scarily accurate sometimes.
Right. Or Uber. It transformed how we get rides. A few taps, you see your driver approaching in real time. Payment is seamless, clear options, price estimates. It takes a complex process and simplifies it drastically through good design.
So the common thread is they prioritize the user's goal. Make it easy.
Exactly. They provide clear feedback, they minimize the mental effort needed, they often adapt to the user, and they generally follow platform conventions. An iOS app feels like an iOS app, Android app feels like an Android app. Good HCI just smooths out our daily interactions with technology.
Makes perfect sense. So, looking ahead one last time, our sources talk about human-centered AI as kind of the next evolution of HCI. What's the vision there?
It's about ensuring that as AI gets smarter, it remains fundamentally aligned with human values and needs. It's not just about making AI powerful, it's about making it a good partner for humanity.
How does that work in practice?
It means applying those core UCD principles directly to AI development. Be people-centered, Solve the right problems, the ones that actually matter to people, understand the whole system, including the human element, create solutions that are simple and effective from a human perspective.
So UCD for AI.
Pretty much. Key focus areas are optimizing how humans use AI effectively, making AI accessible to diverse populations, enabling meaningful human evaluation of AI systems. Can we tell if it's working well and fairly? And ensuring it aligns with our ethical values.
Any examples of what that might look like?
We might see more hybrid systems where humans and AI explicitly collaborate on tasks, with built-in ways for humans to override or correct the AI. Think doctors working with diagnostic AI, but the doctor makes the final call.
Okay.
And we'll likely see next-generation interfaces, maybe brain-computer interfaces down the line, more sophisticated AR, truly natural language interaction, making collaboration with AI feel completely seamless.
And the ultimate goal?
The vision is for AI that isn't just intelligent in a raw processing sense, but is also empathetic, ethical, and genuinely helpful. Technology that enhances our capabilities, supports our well-being, and is implemented in a way that's fair and beneficial for everyone, creating truly inclusive technology.
Wow. This has been a really fantastic deep dive. It really hammers home how central HCI is to, well, everything we do with technology.
It really is. It underpins our entire digital experience.
We've covered those foundational principles, user-centered design, mental models, affordances, constraints, usability, and seen how they connect to the overall user experience in these exciting emerging technologies like AI and VR.
Yet the fundamentals remain crucial, even as the technology evolves.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Thinking about these principles we've discussed, where do you see interactions with technology you use every day falling short? Where could things be significantly improved?
And what might those improvements actually look like if they truly put the human user at the center? It's worth observing your own tech interactions through this HCI lens.
You might just start saying things differently. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.